It's just a tiny workshop where a tiny, tiny dog sits watch while tiny gears and tiny springs tick an endless cadence of time. Every second of every minute of every day, the cacophony continues. It's enough to drive a man cuckoo, but E.J. Duvail doesn't seem to mind. There's a lot of noise in here. There's a lot of clocks that keep going off.
Yeah.
Does that bother you?
No, it sounds like money.
Have you ever had anybody bring you a clock that you could not fix?
Yes, sir. And it's usually those 400-day clocks. I've had that one in my shop for 3 years. Since I was a child, I would take toys apart. Most of the time I couldn't put them back together, but I learned, you know. I'm just mechanical. I don't do good with figures and reading and writing. I mean, I can read and write, but I don't know. I'd rather work with my hands. I'm more satisfied fixing something.
He might not be able to fix everything, but who are we to doubt a clockmaker who lives on Tic Toc Ln? After all, EJ's been tinkering with timepieces for as long as he can remember, and men with his talent are in short supply.
I love a challenge, and that's what I love about this business. I never know what's going to walk in my door. I've had them bring them in beer flats, all apart, the movements apart, the case all broken, and I put it, if all the parts are there and original to the movement, I can put it back together. They vary in ages. I've worked on them from 200 years old on up to made last month.
Usually, EJ's clock repair can have your treasured timepiece ticking in no time. But today in EJ's shop, time has come to a halt. The watches and the table clocks will just have to bide their time. EJ can't keep his biggest customer waiting any longer.
It's a historical landmark. This building's been here since 1922 or 3, and just about everybody that grew up around Beaumont knows the big clock. They might not know exactly where it's located, what the name of the building is, but they know the big tower clock.
What did this look like first time you saw it?
It was a greasy, rusty mess. And I had just had to disassemble the whole thing, take all the gears out. I had all the bushings remade.
The San Jacinto clock tower in Beaumont, Texas told not the time, but the tale of neglect. The machine was silent, frozen in place, displaying the correct time only twice a day, a victim of the relentless destruction of the passing hours. But EJ was determined to do something to help the old clock get the gears going again, and his determination soon turned to obsession.
When I'm home, sitting there watching TV, I'm thinking every minute it's pulsing. Even while I'm home sleeping, it's working.
It sounds like this old clock kind of got into your blood.
Oh yes, yes, definitely. It really has. I'm just amazed that something this old was built well enough to last this long, and it's going to last another 100 years possibly.
Now, I suppose it would really bother you if you looked up there and the time was wrong.
That's happened. And I just pull up front, get Jay to let me in, and I come over here and see what's wrong with it. Or he'll call me and tell me there's a little problem. And I'm right here. I mean, I stand behind my work is what I'm trying to say. I don't take the money and run.
These old mechanical clocks tell more than just the time. They tell about times past And now E.J. Duvail can add his name and his legacy to the story of the San Jacinto Clock Tower, one tick at a time.
I feel like I've built up a reputation over the 20 some odd years that I've been working on clocks, and I like to have people think well of me and that I did a good job, and that's the most important thing to me. And it's just how I do my business.
You know, everybody in Beaumont now is going to think of this as your clock, and if they look at
I feel like it's my clock.
Do you?
I feel like this is my clock. I really, and I know I have no right to it, but my sweat and blood is in this clock.
And you're responsible.
I'm responsible for it. I'm the one they call. I know it belongs to this building and whoever owns it, but it's mine in my heart.